Today, I'm going to prove to you that nothing you see, including your body, is real, and that you are actually inside a dream right now. In other words, you are only dreaming or experiencing things as real right now. In the same way, you are experiencing anything as real when you are dreaming at night. But then when you wake up from your night dream, you realize that it was only a dream, or it was not real, except you or the dreamer who was dreaming that dream. So in this video, I'm going to reveal to you who is dreaming your body and your every experience as real and objective to you, and how you can control this dream through the dreamer and experience anything or any reality as objective to you, or shift to any reality instantly. So let's get into it. So I'm going to prove to you right now that you are actually inside a dream, or that you are dreaming right now, and nothing you see is real or exists except in your dream. Now, what is a dream? A dream obviously requires a dreamer to dream it or to experience it. Otherwise, there is no experience of a dream. In other words, a dreamer is that which is dreaming or experiencing any particular dream, or through which an experience of any dream is possible. First, let's begin with your night dream, or you can call it your sleeping dream. So when you are dreaming at night, who is actually inside your night dream experiencing it? Who is the dreamer who makes the experience of your night dream objective to you? It's certainly not your body in your current reality, which remains on your bed while you are experiencing another body in a different place or a reality in your night dream. So then who enters another reality in your night dream and makes it real to you? Or who makes you experience the reality in your night dream as real and objective to you? Your awareness of experiencing it. Now, what brings you back into your body in your current reality when you wake up in the morning from your night dream? The same exact thing which made the experience of your night dream objective to you, which is your awareness of experiencing it. So both the experience of your night dream and the experience of your current reality are made real through your awareness of experiencing them. Basically, when your awareness or consciousness merges with any reality in your night dream, then that reality becomes real and objective to you. And when it returns to your current reality, then your current reality becomes real and objective to you, while the reality in your night dream becomes subjective. So when your awareness is here in your current reality, you believe that this is the only reality. And when it is inside your night dream, you believe that that is the only reality, without realizing that both of them are a dream. It's just you keep returning to this section of time, or your dream, which makes it more consistent. If it was not for consistency, you literally could not tell the difference between your night dream or your sleeping dream and this waking dream. So the dreamer through which you experience anything, including your body, as real to you, is your own awareness of being, your I amness, and that which is God of Scripture. So your real self is invisible, and through which you experience everything visible, including your body. And what this means is that everything that you are experiencing or you believe you have right now, including your body, is not yours, or you only have it in your dream. And this is exactly why everything visible, including your body, vanishes after some time here, because everything belongs to the invisible dreamer in you, who is dreaming everything visible into being, and through which you experience having anything visible. For everything that you have, you only have it through your awareness of having it. Thus, whatever you feel that you have in your awareness must be made real to you in the form of a visible experience. Be still and know I am God. Psalms 46:10. What does it mean? I am is your awareness of being. The only way you know that anything exists or you can experience anything is through your awareness of such an experience. In other words, everything that you are perceiving right now, including your body, and believe to be real, you are only able to perceive it or experience it through your awareness of its reality, or through your awareness of its existence. Were it not for your awareness of being in your current reality, the experience of being in your current reality would cease to exist for you, or it will become unreal to you. So, what you perceive yourself to be, or your body, only exists in your own awareness of its existence. In other words, everything that you are experiencing as objective to you through seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, or smelling is only a dream of your consciousness, which is God. Your awareness is the only reality of any reality, or the foundation of any experience made real. In Him we live and move and have our being. Acts 17:28. In Him, or your awareness of being only, you do exist. In other words, in the one who is dreaming you as your body, you do exist. Nothing is real, including your body, outside of the dreamer, which is your real self, and your awareness of being, which is God. So your awareness or your consciousness is what allows you to see, hear, taste, touch, or smell anything, or experience anything, including your body, as real to you. In other words, you can't see, hear, taste, touch, smell anything, or know that anything exists unless your consciousness enters that experience. This is exactly why you can see or experience various realities in your dreams with your body remaining on the bed and your eyes closed. Because it is not your body which is experiencing everything as real, but rather it is your consciousness or your I am which is dreaming or experiencing anything, including your body, as real. Nothing that you see or nothing inside a dream is real. The only thing which is real is that which you cannot see, or the actual dreamer of the dream, or your consciousness. This is exactly why everything in a dream, including your body, disappears or dies after a while, because it's not real, but rather it is a dream or an experience of the only reality, the dreamer in you, which is your consciousness or your awareness of being. One day you will discover that you were never born and you never die, save in your dream. Neville Goddard. So right now, you or God as your consciousness are literally dreaming to be your body in your current reality. Were he to stop dreaming you, there would be no experience of your body in your current reality. In other words, without the dreamer or your awareness of experiencing your current reality, there can be no experience of being in your current reality. So how exactly is God dreaming to be you right now? Now, for any experience to take place or to be made objective or visible to you, an awareness of such an experience is needed. So then, how is God, being an invisible, formless awareness, dreaming to be you or your body? He had to totally forget who he is and assume or believe himself to be you or your body. So he literally became aware of being a human being or your body, and thus made himself visible as your body, and is now having the experience of being your body. This is exactly why you are having the experience of your body, is because he or God is dreaming or feeling himself to be your body right now. Any expression that is not felt is unnatural. Before anything appears, God, I am, feels itself to be the thing desired. And then the thing felt appears. It is resurrected, lifted out of the nothingness. Every being in this world, to become alive, God had to assume that he is that being. And he wears me just like an outward garment. He wears you just like an outward garment. And so we are told to wear our assumption just like an outward garment, as God wears us like an outward garment. So he simply assumed a limitation and he projected himself in this limitation. Listen to these words, the 3rd chapter of 1 Corinthians, the 16th verse. The Spirit of God dwells in you. You are the temple of the living God. So the Spirit of God dwells in me, and his name is I Am. Then I know who he is. Well, what is the story behind it all? Here is a dream within a dream. This whole vast world is a dream of God inside you. I had forgotten where I laid myself down to dream. Everyone has forgotten where he laid himself down, because the being that you really are, that is in a profound sleep, is God himself. You laid yourself down to dream, and you are dreaming what you are now. But this projected you can also dream, for the whole thing began as a dream, and the end is a dream. So while we are here, if I could only catch him and know how to dream here, as the depth of my soul has dreamt me into being and is continuing his dream. Where did he lay himself down? Where did he lay himself down to dream that he is you? He laid himself down within you. That's where he laid himself down. He is within you dreaming that he is you. And when he awakes, you are he, Neville Goddard. In other words, think of your awareness or your I am as that through which you sense or experience anything as real. So what the invisible reality or your I am consciousness feels to be true must take on a visible form. So the key to dreaming anything into the visibility, or to shift to any reality that you desire, is to be able to feel something to be true despite what your senses are telling you, or even when your senses deny it. To give you a simple example, say you want a vase of roses to appear on the table in front of you. Right now, as you are looking at the table, there is nothing there. So in your mind, you have a fixed image of a table without the vase. This is what you are aware of right now. In other words, the image of a table without the vase with roses is something that feels to be true to you right now, or it feels natural. So how do you make the vase with roses appear on that table? Since anything that you perceive or experience as objective or visible to you appears out of the invisible or through your awareness of experiencing it, the key here is to look at that table now and see or imagine seeing the vase of roses there. So you want to give it all the distinctness of reality with your senses. In other words, you want to see, smell, or touch the roses, or imagine a scene which implies that the vase with the roses is actually on the table right now. Now, who is seeing the roses? You would say, I am. And I am is God, which is your awareness of being, and through which you are experiencing anything as real to you, which means that the roses are literally already there on the table right now. Now, the key to bringing anything into the visibility, or to bringing the roses into the visibility, is to fix your desired image in your mind, which means that from now on, you're going to be thinking from the reality in which the vase with roses is actually on the table right now, until you make the feeling of their reality natural to you, or until it feels to be true, as if the roses are already on the table right now, and it is the thing of the past, or as if it's a memory fixed in your mind right now. In other words, you keep seeing the roses until you stop returning to the former image of the roses not being there, or until you feel the satisfaction of the roses already being on that table. If you do this, the roses will become an objective fact, or will appear on that table. So it's not enough to just imagine. You need to feel the reality or the truth of what you are imagining. So can you feel something to be true when your senses deny it, knowing that it is your awareness of experiencing something which allows you to experience that thing as real and objective to you? You are always imagining, but you are imagining and feeling the reality of your imaginal act based on your senses. This is exactly how anything invisible becomes visible or is objectified on your screen of space. So it is the activity in your consciousness based on the so-called external facts which is externalized. In other words, it is not the facts which make it so, but rather it is your consciousness or your imagination which makes it so. Truth depends upon the intensity of the imagination, not upon external facts. Facts are the fruit bearing witness of your imagination. To imagine a thing is to make it so. Neville Goddard. So what is the intensity of the imagination? How strongly do you feel the reality or the truth of what you are imagining? So imagination of the projected you, or a human's imagination, does not differ from the imagination of God, safe in intensity. We are told in the book of Romans, Paul's letter to the Romans, the very first chapter, that all the invisible things of God are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made. Romans 1:20. So man is called upon to look at the made and then to discover the invisible God. So he brings things that are not seen into the world that is seen. As you are told in the same book of Romans, and God calls things that are not seen as though they were seen, and the unseen becomes seen. So how would I call it? In this simple movement, I move from where I couldn't see it to where I could get a good look at it. If you really have a desire, but it must be a genuine desire, so when you voice the wish, it's not just an idle wish. It must be something that is so genuine that you mean it. Then I'll tell you how to get it. You simply move from where you are mentally, not physically. People do all things on the outside. You don't do it that way. You do it on the inside. What would the world look like if you were now the person that you want to be? What would it look like? Well, see it that way. If you see it that way, you have moved from where you were to where you would see it as you would see it if it were true. Well, now, what would you see? Then move. The motion is all mental, all in your imagination. But it must be genuine. If it's genuine, you remain in that state. Don't go from place to place, just remain there. Into whatever house you go, remain, he said. Just remain in it. So I'll go into a state and I remain in that state regardless of what the world will do. You move and then you fix it so that when you walk or when you sleep, that attitude is yours. If I remain in it, I will bring it into the visibility. But it is impossible without motion to bring anything from the invisible state into the outer visible state. You can stand perfectly still and move. And may I tell you, you can so move that you can be seen spatially at the point in space where you've imagined that you are. I've done it. I'm speaking from experience. 2,000 miles away, I appeared to my sister, for I wanted her to see me, and yet physically I was in New York City, in my own home. I wanted her to see me, and she came in and she saw me. She could not see what she ought to have seen with her physical eyes. She should have seen her son, but she couldn't see her son. She could only see her brother Neville, for that's what I wanted her to see when she looked at her son. Here I am physically in New York City, and how did I move? I simply moved in my imagination, and yet in Barbados she saw me. So take me at my word. It is impossible without motion to bring anything into this world, and the motion is all within you. The motion is a simple motion. All you do, you know exactly what you want. Well, if you had it, how would you see the world? If you see it as you now see it, you haven't moved. If you see it as you would see it after the result, then you have moved. Now continue seeing that, for motion can be detected only by a change of position relative to another object. If I say I am moving now, and I see everything as it is now, then I haven't moved. But if as I move, I look at the same frame of reference and I see it from a different angle, then I have moved. So I use as a frame of reference my friends, your face, and on your face I let you see me as you would have to see me if you knew of something that you do not now know. You have to see me differently. If you heard news of me that is not now known, when you meet me the next time, you would see me differently. If that's what I want you to know, then let me see on your face the expression that would imply that you know of that news. If you would be one who would congratulate me on that news, then let me accept the reality of your hand and the reality of your voice and the words coming congratulating me. Having done that, let me know that was true and let me have faith in this unseen reality. If I do, no power in the world can stop it. They can't stop it. So God moves from one state to another state. He remains faithful to the state into which he goes. And then whatever is there must project itself on the screen of space and bear witness to his creative power. So all the invisible things of him are clearly seen from the very creation of the world, through the things that do appear. So they appear, and you know exactly what motion he made. When this appears, that's the motion that he made, or it could not appear. If depression appears, that's the motion he made. If the papers begin to suggest to you that things are going to be on the way down and you accept it, then you'll move, suggested by a paper, a magazine, or some so-called expert, and then it will appear. It appears because you moved based upon some suggestion by what you thought to be an authority. And it isn't that at all. It is all within you. If you ignore the suggestions and do not accept them at all and keep on moving where you want to be, well then you'll move. And if you remain in it, it will externalize itself in your world. Neville Goddard.